So, yeah, welcome back. So, it's so difficult. Okay. From the right, go. Bit afraid of this street because I'm just alone in my screen. It will not be the same. Before I go down, lady. So they are right. So, yeah. What is this? Honda? Big shopping. Straight down, 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 red, have to go straight down, right, yes, and go straight, and go down, two lines. Yeah, and it's my whole company, I think. Oh, crap. Again. Scheiße. Pá, quase 1 minuto, pá. Ai, nem vês que está lá para trás. Mamma mia. Veio um Tuk e já está a pitar, pá. Já não é mais Portugal isto aqui. É Turquia. Não tem cultura, não tem paciência, não tem nada, não é Portugal, já é só merda de pessoas, pá. Ah, foda-se. Estão para algum lado e estão querendo paciência para eles. Foda-se. Ah. Já não é Portugal, é uma merda. Só meio metro já chegava. No, my colleague is in backwards. So it looks like that the camera itself don't go down. So it means maybe I have the chance again to put the camera on top on the tube. So it would be great because then the camera is not faced to the street, which is maybe a legal problem here in Portugal. Yeah. So anyways, we try the best what we can do to maintain the stream. Some music. Oh, yeah, no. Gymnasium, okay. That's one of the funny things. This the difference between Portuguese and German. If you hear gymnasium in Portuguese, doesn't mean just a gym, but the same word, more or less the same word in German, means the college. So yeah, it's training anyways. So, Continental, like the car in front of us, is a supermarket, brand of a supermarket. And I found always funny when I ask the people what it means in English. They say, I'm stupid. Now we have to go right. 40, yes, what's this one? 30, 20, not very accurate. And now we have the next one. Now straight, still straight. Olá, amigo. Pois é, o Mercedes, sempre. Amigo. I will go. I want to go like he do. Maybe he knows what's the way, because its company is the company who organizes it. So I guess. Let's find out. Because normally, because you can also turn the streets. which is the maybe it's the dead woods. No. What is BMW Mercedes. We can turn here. Nothing in front, nothing behind. Very good, my friend. Oh, push likes. Yeah, thank you. Oh, already again. I can't wait. Mm. See. Oh, yeah. Um dia, sim. Sim. Não estás...
Estava a ligar para o, seu coordenador, para o vosso coordenador, para o Arthur. Arthur, não é?
Não sei, porque eu não sou diretamente da boost, é só aqueles...
só
que eu também tenho problemas do lack de informações. E por isso também estou a ver qual é o problema, porque são 10 tucs.
São 12.
São 12? Sim, mas 12 ou 10. Normalmente nós encontramos algum outro lado, não está escrito nada?
Não, depois está a pensar que depois de estarem aqui e estacionarem assim os pinheiros de marcha atrás. É para depois carregarmos as pessoas, normalmente nós
aqui nesta estrada aqui? Em frente?
Não aqui, naquela.
Naquela? Sim, está bem, então.
Aquela tem os pinzinhos. Depois vamos pedir para vocês estacionarem assim.
Em frente do preto aqui, é como?
Exatamente.
Então eu vou lá, já. Pelo menos.
Se não quiser pôr já, é consigo.
Sim, se eu põe já ninguém pode levar o meu lugar. Está bem? É assim. Sim, está bem. Mas mesmo assim, não tem que ser grande espinha, porque senão ninguém pode passar. Chega para sair? Chega para sair com... Ah, não é você? Então. So. Now we need maybe this one. Fix this. Yeah. Okay. Now the problem is resolved. This one. Now I have to after the two.
Já falei com o seu coordenador.
Já está no. Já está.
Já estão ali no alto do parque, para começarem aqui.
Sim.
Vamos sair no limite até ao meio-dia e 45. Vamos separar o grupo em dois. Depois o Arthur também explica. Vamos sair 6 primeiro e fazem uma rota que ele depois vos diz qual é.
Sim, no teste está escrito já.
Já?
Eu mandei uma fotografia do como estamos, para eles saberem todos como se vai ficar.
Tá bem, boa.
Mais uma coisa, está escrito, é uma tour de Belém, mas não é?
Não.
Porque aqui,
Só se você não. Você está.
não, só o nome desta coisa. Olha aqui, quando vês aqui o PDF, está escrito Tuk-Tuk Discover Belém.
Você está com o meu grupo de certeza?
Sim, com certeza. Tem o número do grupo. Olha, aqui é o número do grupo. É o 52689. É o mesmo? Oi, agora vai parar aqui o autocarro.
Não faz mal, não está muito cheio já. O autocarro vai estacionar aqui. A informação que eu tenho aqui é que é um food tour.
Sim, também está aqui.
Pronto, vamos parar.
Food e Tuk-Tuk Discover Belém.
Não, vamos parar na manteigaria, lá embaixo do time out, depois tem aquela parte.
Sim, está aqui
Depois,
também aqui.
depois no refio, na ginginha e no mirador da saída do monte, depois comer o pastel de nata. Depois voltamos para o hotel.
É isso que está escrito aqui
Por
também.
volta das 13h45 vamos estar aqui.
Sim, está escrito aqui
Pronto,
também.
vai dar tudo certo. Mas não vamos para Belém.
Sim, porque o nome está Belém. É porque isto estou a perguntar. Às vezes há...
Não, há outra atividade que vai para Belém, mas nós não.
Está bem.
Vou chamar aqui mais uma colega.
Oh. É isso que eu queria dizer.
É que as saídas são todas para a mesma hora.
Você não é a Cuna Matata, não?
Não, esse é o vosso coordenador.
Está bem. Tá.
muita coisa nas minhas mãos. Obrigada.
Esta empresa é a vossa? Hardline Group?
Vamos ao padrão,
É a vossa empresa?
depois vamos lá ter contigo. Não.
Vocês sabem qual empresa é essa? Fazem?
Eu só preciso para partir.
Esta é a empresa, é o grupo.
Sim, também.
Sim, não é mesmo só os clientes.
São os clientes desta empresa. Mas não é a nossa empresa.
Você então é de Boost?
Não, eu sou da Voki, que é que contratou a Boost.
Tão complicado, tantas pessoas a ganhar dinheiro.
Pois é.
Olha, se eu me esquecer, manda mensagem que eu estou a este,
Como
está
vai
bem?
sair, pode ser que já fique no espaço.
Tá, beijinho, beijinho. Desculpa, estava
Então, tudo bem.
a Rita Redes perceber coisas. A senhora não é
Chamila, educação,
Ah, não vou falar nada. A senhora depois agora de enviá-lo.
depois nós picamos?
Não sei se tens que contar agora. Ficas na tua cabeça.
Eu posso contar porque as pessoas vão dizer que
Se faltar alguém, depois não.
Spots. Para mim já está bom.
Bom, João. Tem que acordar, né? Começou hoje também.
Olá, bom dia.
Tudo bem?
Bom dia,
tudo bem?
Bom dia. Olha, podemos um pouco mais endireitar, então o meu colega tem ainda cá.
Ah, depois está um bocado torto, né? Mas
Um pouco mais, sim,
bom, vai caber tudo. Mais assim, né?
sim, mais assim. Olha, ele faz mais lugar para... Olha, ele faz mais lugar para ti, tu podes chegar um pouco mais. Em direita, pois, perfeito. Perfeito. Olha, aqui pode chegar mais para cá. Ah, perfeito. Isso é perfeito. Ok ou não?
Sim, vou pensar aqui, agora venho para cá, fazer uma conversão.
Pá, os portugueses se adaptam onde ele estava. Ele estava na Itália, está assim com o italiano. Então o autocarro tem que esperar só para ele, porque ele quer falar. Ei! Por causa de ti o autocarro está a esperar. E mete-se torto mesmo.
Bali is very nice, it's very crowded, especially Ubud in the center, but if you go to the north of Bali, there's no tourism. Yeah. But also if there is no tourism, there is not tourism. But in Bali,
I want to go mainly to the islands where it's more quiet, the hikes,
Ali,
the beach, and then
there's a bus who want to just go around.
in that the Gili
Thank you.
Islands, there are 3 Gili Islands.
Yeah,
There, you have
exactly.
to go to the middle one, it's called Gili Main. It's the best place. Gili Main, it's a small island, you go all around in 1 hour and a half. The other 2, Gili Air and Gili
Que pronto, a malta do escritório não falou pra gente, porque a folha que eu tenho aqui, ó, tipo, o nosso horário de chegada tá tudo organizado para meio-dia 45, era meio-dia e meio. Aí quando você me ligou, eu estava chegando no escritório para falar com eles, expliquei a situação e aí comecei a também pedir para a malta tentar vir o mais rápido possível para cá.
Vai. Está ficando quente.
Se quiserem vocês primeiro, vocês sim, todo o staff, Sim, eu tenho contato com eles também e eu fico avisando também, se quiser te passo programar. Claro, sobra para todo mundo, sim. Com certeza.
Bom dia, senhor. Até agora ninguém. Ninguém morreu, tudo bem. Se alguém morto, já é diferente. Confusão. Tu és o organizador disso, não?
Não, deixa eu fora disso.
Ó, Filipe, uma pergunta a ti. Eu já falei 3 vezes contigo, chegar mais por lá.
Ah, pá, desculpa, estava a falar com ela.
Sim, eu sei. Oh.
Thank you. Wow.
Oh, another one. Wow.
Look what me and your dog. You're not. You don't do this, man.
Atenção, isto aqui está cheio de merdas, olha. Aí também.
São 6.
Falta um.
6. Ah, o gasto não parou.
É o Filipe com a minha toda.
Oh, sou, olá. És bom?
Até agora. Ninguém mordeu também.
Ninguém morreu?
Ninguém mordeu.
Mordeu! Sou. Foi assim à última hora.
Podia ser, nunca espero, mas se acontece,
O quê?
eu fico logo, pá, faço logo folga.
O quê?
Pá, se fosse um cão, está bem, é um
Ah,
cão.
morder.
Mas se fosse um homem ou uma mulher, pá, já, não sei, fica já distraído, tá, vou pensar todo dia porque ele mordeu. Então, as dores, né?
Ai, João.
É assim. Olha, que eu não percebo é se tu chamas alguma coisa com Belém, nós não vamos para Belém.
Não, estou bem. Tem pastéis de nata,
Mas nós
não.
vamos ao time-out.
Já, mas nós ficamos até nota. Tu és algum destes?
É,
És o primeiro, ok. Então nós estamos na rota 1.
Vamos fazer a rota, então está aqui, né? Daqui vamos para o São Pedro de Alcântara, descemos o Alecrim, paramos no Time Out, é a primeira paragem.
São Pedro do Alcântara. Dá mal para a paragem?
Sim, daqui damos a volta na Rua Castilho, Príncipe Real, Spa, Camões, Alecrim e paramos lá em baixo no Alecrim e paramos lá atrás, lá abaixo no Time Out, que em princípio deve ser nas traseiras do Time Out, eu vou confirmar.
É por trás, não é?
Deve ser, eu vou confirmar agora.
Olha, está cá mais um lugar. Que é desse Tuk lá.
Mas o cara é gente boa.
Cheguei?
Foda é calção.
Calça?
Dois.
Hã? O quê? Bom dia.
Bom dia. É?
Dois.
3.
3 conto.
Tiago, pega teu clipe já, porque eles vão começar a botar, e aí você... Senhores, os clientes estão chegando, tá?
Olha, aqui é um bom lugar.
Também, tanto faz.
Acho que está chamando todos, não?
Ah, eles estão entrando. A Marta vai liderar a Rota 1. Ela também é da empresa, então faz isso mais tempo que eu. Se você quiser ir na Rota 1, pode ir com ela. Se quiser ir na Rota 2, vai comigo.
Ah, bom, é igual.
Só pra... Tem mais algum staff?
Sim.
Ok, claro. Tem mais algum staff que vai com a gente ou só você?
Tá bem, então.
Então, ela perguntou ali, eu tô... Você espera pra mim, o que faz? Pode você, fala. Tanto faz, pra mim de verdade, tanto faz. Tá bem. Já fica estacionado também.
Quantos pessoas? 4?
E até 4. You have one over there in the back. From here. Have this one, or I have a colleague of mine stop over there just because over here we don't have too much places to stop. So I have one for you over there and one for you over here. So which one do you prefer?
Doesn't matter to me.
So
Both
I'm
of them
from
are
this
going
one.
to same places. So.
Okay.
Vai comigo aí?
This one's closer. We'll take this one.
Okay, welcome.
You good driver?
Yeah, right.
We have another couple that's going to join us.
Ah, great.
Oh, coming down the elevator. Okay.
So if you want, you can just sit in.
No more rain today?
It's sprinkling right now.
Well, it will rain again. So I touched my tuk, he knows already. Morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Let's get on her way. She forgot her sweatshirt.
Oh,
They have it
just in case.
I was going to bring a pullover, but I walked outside and I was like,
I'll borrow one.
So, my name is João. It's very difficult to pronounce.
How do you pronounce?
Rao?
Rao?
Yeah, more or less, but we make it just easy. You can call me John.
John?
Because it means the same.
John.
Okay.
So yeah.
I like John.
Yeah. So, do you like that I say something about the city when we drive along?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like history?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. Then we have a lot of turning points of the Portuguese history. We are one of the older countries of Europe. It was founded 1134. So in a few years we have 900 years.
Wow.
So, and even how we start our nation was completely unusual because there was a crown prince decide to make his own country. And maybe if you... Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, sorry.
No, don't worry.
My sweatshirt.
You're welcome.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
This is John.
Hi, John.
Hi. So,
Anybody need sunglasses?
so I just talked about, I asked if you like history and the guy said yes. So now they have to, no, it's okay.
You can make up anything, we won't know.
Let's nod our heads and smile.
Portugal is one of the oldest countries in Europe.
Oh, great.
They're almost ready to celebrate their 10,000 year anniversary.
900. Nearby
10,000 is a
900.
lot.
So that means you can trust John, not me.
So, and as I said already, our nation was started a little bit unusual because there was a crown prince which decided to make his own country.
Okay.
And that is not logical because he could wait and became a king of a bigger country. So what was the country called Leon and was northern West Spain, the part over Portugal. And in this country, they settled the Celtics from the north. The Celtics from the north in that time was maybe the Irish, the Scottish, or the Welsh. But now we have to understand the Celtics because the Celtics started 5,000 years ago, but all over Europe. Because what we Europeans and of course the white Americans have in common are the Celtic roots. So that is more or less what European means. So, but of course, in the east they get mixed up with the Asian, in the south they get more mixed with Africa or Middle East. So, but the most original one stays even today, Scottish, Wales and Ireland. So from there they settled in the north of Spain and this country where the Crown Prince was. And this country was already fighting against the Moorish. So the Moorish take over Europe in the 7th century and that part, the Peninsula Iberia. And so they're fighting against the Moorish. And when the Crown Prince arrived to Porto, which is now in northern Portugal, a city, he decided to make his own country. We know by the Romans, who was before, that the fighting in that region against the Lusitanians. The Romans said they are settled in between two big rivers. One big river is here in Lisbon, the Tejo, and the other ends in Porto. So he came there, even though it was overtaken by the Romans and then by the Moorish, they was still there. So and then he found maybe the same what we found out by the excavation, that Lusitanians, we are really sure that was not Celtic, but they have Celtic artifacts like mask with horns. They have something like Stonehenges, like in England, and they have also a special circle which goes narrow and narrow, which is very special for. Okay, let's. Okay, and we know about. So we don't really know why. Maybe they had the same culture or the same religion. So maybe the idea of the Crown Prince was to join the Celtic with the Celtic from their own country. So. By the rest, I will tell you by the way or when we stop, okay?
Yeah, the waist belt.
That's because they're facing this way. We have to have it this way because the kids are race. Well, it's just like on airplanes. If you're facing the way they are, it's just a lap belt because if you hit the brakes. You get it?
Nobody really spoke English.
So maybe he wants to join the Celtic with the Celtic, and then the baby needs a name. And the old name of Porto was Portus Cale. And Portus is easy, is Latin, means harbor, but Cale, we don't even know where it came from. So we have a lot of theories, but if my theory is right, it came from the Celtic and means mountain. And Porto was at that time on two mountains. So, and I asked the Irish guy I found here in Portugal, I asked him, do you speak Gaelic, which is the original Irish language? And he said, oh, I speak perfect Gaelic. And then I asked him, how many words you have for mountain or hill? And one of these words was Gal, not Cale. So that is my boss. That is special here in Portugal. Sometimes more tiny the people are, more boss they are. And she's very tiny. So the big boss.
How was your morning? Lazy.
Did you sleep in?
So
I could have kept sleeping too.
a little information you see top of the button, then you can hear me a bit louder maybe. Just press on top. No, not turning because it gets loud. Just press on the top of the button of the thing. Okay, no problem. Oh yeah, and then you hear me better. Test. No?
Well,
Oh wow. So, it is. Fix it. Test. If maybe you can turn it now to louder. Test. No. Oh, sorry. Okay, then I have to talk louder. So when I come back to my boss and I have no voice, they will say, "Oh, do you drink something?" So, okay. So now I want to bring you to understanding what Portugal is. Maybe you know already, Portugal is a tiny nation. But we was the tiny nation who make his empire first over the all 5 continents. So we had colonies like Brazil, Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, Diogo Adamau, which is in India, Timor, which is now in Indonesia, and Macau, which is on the coast of China. So, and when we started that discovery, we was not even 1 million people. So how we did that? We invented the navigation. So, but when you think over, you will say, that could not be true, because the Vikings was on the ocean. They could navigate. Yeah, not really. They never knew where there was.
Exactly.
Because they navigate along the coastlines. And when they found the island, they have to go around to see the next coastline. But maybe when you think again over, when it's about maps, the Romans had maps, and that is true also. But they even could not navigate either. They did not know where they was. The old maps of the Romans, a city in Central Europe, which is Cologne, which they founded, was behind the Mediterranean Sea, which has nothing to do with reality. So the maps looks like the train maps, you know, in the States. Straight line streets, straight line lines, and every point in the same distance. So how do Romans navigate? Along the coastline, along the rivers, and when they conquer in between the big rivers, they have to build that fast as possible these very famous straight line streets. And there was very great, these streets, lasting for centuries. But they could not measure curves. They rather want to cut a little mountain in half, put the straight line street through. So what the Portuguese did, we remember on the 3 measurements instruments which the Roman used, and put it upside down to the stars. And with much more mathematics, you can find out where you are on the ground. So the first maps, even before the Chinese, was made by the Portuguese. And then we had a lot of time to make maps. And we had time to make maps, the first maps of 70% of the coastlines of the world.
Really?
Yes. But we didn't discover it. And now you will ask, how is that possible? So it is possible if you understand what Portugal was. This is the tiny little nation. And there were so many much powerful nations in Europe with the same capacity on science. So you don't want that some settlers got in some places to disturb your trade lines. So we didn't discover it, because the word discover is also to say to people where it is, and we don't want to. So, and the things what we discover, sometimes we cannot even use, with 1 million people, you have not that much settlers. So, and okay, now you understand this one. But now it's a little miracle about our history. Every time when this little nation helped someone get stronger, get capable, get more possibilities. So, but first when we started, we was thankful to one nation because we was not alone. Sorry, we was not alone fighting against the Moorish. We get a lot of help of all over Europe by the Crusaders. But the biggest amount of Crusaders came from England. And we were so thankful for it that when we take over the castle from the Moorish, we named it after the King of England, George I. But not like a king, because when we call kings, we call them don as prefix. We call the castle like a saint, Saint George, Saint George, and we meant the King of England. So, and now I tell you another story that we help someone else. We have a convent with monks, which called the Convent of Christ. I guess you never heard of, which is normal. They just existed a few years. But the heritage of them maybe could say something to you. The heritage of the Convent of Christ are the Templar Knights. And the Templar Knights was the protector of the holy sites in Europe and also in the Middle East. And there was the only one in the Middle Ages who had the permission to lend money. Because there was a protector of the pilgrim. The pilgrim could get in struggle and need some money, so they could ask the Templar Knights. By the rest, it was not Christian to make bank trades. So there was the only one. And you can guess, if you're the only bank in Europe, you get rich like stupid. And they became very rich. But that noticed also a king. King Philip IV of France. His nickname was the Beauty. And the Beauty asked for money by the Templar Knights. And because kings are given by God on that mentality of the Middle Age, the Templar Knights gave them money. But this king asked again, and so on. And one day, the Templar Knights say no to the King of France. You have enough, you don't get more. But this king go to the Pope and pretend that the Templar Knights are praying to the devil, and there's even much more stories. He talked about it, and so the Pope had to accept, and the Templar Knights have to flee from all over Europe. So all over Europe, and where they could come to Portugal. And of course, you know, Portugal is more or less a Catholic country, and in the Middle Ages even more. So we have to follow the Pope somehow. But Portuguese made it different. We opened a new convent, put the Templar Knights inside, so the Templar Knights disappear, and everybody will get happy, even the Pope. So the Templar Knights even took his sign with them, which is the red cross, thick endings. But they have to change a bit. They put a white cross inside. That becomes the sign of the Convent of Christ. They have to flee in the year 1307. 10 years later, with the same sign, the oldest and first navy was founded, the Portuguese Navy. Again, we help someone and we get an organized navy. And the first who needs help was the English, because the most populated country want to take over England, and that was France. So please look on the left. You see one mirador, a viewpoint. Oh, sorry. Ooh, oh, a new hole. So, the English need help because they had just 6.5 after the Black Death, and France had 14 million. So, asked for help, and the Portuguese came with the navy, the only navy in that time, and not even one French get a foot on English ground.
Not one?
Not even one.
Huh.
And both the English and the French get noticed that a navy could be helped a lot. So they started to build these navies. So I said that we helped, we get stronger, but sometimes we get a challenge. And that is another example of a challenge, because France and King Philip, the beauty, was completely upset, was angry against the Portuguese, so he joined with the most populated country in the Peninsula Iberia, which was Castilla, with 7 million. And both of them have an organized army, Portugal not, and we had not even 1 million people. And they came about 100 kilometers from Lisbon in Aljubarrota and want to take over Portugal. And who fought it in the Portugal side was 80 longbow knights, and women and men fighting with this stuff for working. And they come around with a 5 times bigger force. But even through the battles turns for the Portuguese, and the Castilians begin to run. And there was a woman, a bakery woman with a bakery shuffle, and she killed 7 Castilians on the run. Please look on the right. There you see Luís de Camões, our most important poet of Portugal. He wrote the Lusíadas, which is a description of the Discovery Age and the Portuguese successes. So, if you're wondering that some tuks have so much flour, more flour, less knowledge.
More flour, less what?
Knowledge.
No.
Oh, sorry. So we have even some holes I gave a name. And the worstest hole that I had, it gets his name instantly when I fall in.
Uh-oh.
I called him Jesus. Please look on my right. There you see the pink street.
Well, that's one of the stops that I told our driver to Okay.
That is like a party mile. So in the evening, you see some people, often drag queens, who runs in front and back and make some jokes.
Oh, really?
It's all the umbrellas now.
Oh, yeah.
So on the right is Mercado de Ribeiro. That was built after big earthquake because the people suffered so much. The kingdom decided to make a place for the people. So you can buy here since then from the producer, the fishermen and the farmers. But right now it is, the half of it is like a big restaurant. You can taste different dishes from all over the world. Called the Time Out Market.
Time out.
Yeah.
That's where those guys are walking down to. Oh, they walked clear down here. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, they said it was a 38-minute walk.
That's where they were hanging out. They Ubered back.
So we have a stop here. Oh.
Nope. Sorry.
So I guess there's the yellow shirt woman who make the management of it. We wait for you.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Tudo bem, amigo?
Aí, massa. Então vieram aqui comer? Já vemos aí com o pessoal da
Sim, os nossos.
Já comeste uma bifana daqui?
Sim.
Se faz melhores. Queijinho.
Por acaso.
Ir ao Zé da Tasca. Zé da Tasca é uma boa bifana. Ali na ajuda.
Por acaso eu já comi melhores na beira baixo.
Que? Melhores que esta?
Sim,
Que?
muito mais.
Olha ali.
Vou sacar o almoço.
Bem, quem liguei, os clientes no spa. Então, a mulher é a doutora no fundo terminador.
Ah, o teu Tuk está a abanar, pá.
Posso deixar isto?
Pode ir em frente do outro lá em frente, não?
Malta,
Aqui no...
desculpa. Será que podia chegar um bocadinho à frente e o senhor... É o seu. Se puder chegar um bocadinho à frente.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Quatro.
Não, só porque os dois primeiros. Eu assim, vamos trabalhar.
Gostava de comer e pensei, pá, vou ali ao Time Out Market, se houvesse ali o lugar que tinha parado ali, como não há, está sempre cheio de banglas.
É que ia olhar para o lado.
É pá, é mauzinho. Já carreguei aqui até 2 ou 3 vezes recentemente, mas é mauzinho. A malta saia dali. Normalmente se recusaram aqueles porque é que vêm para aqui, mas às vezes há gajos que saem daqui, estás a ver, enganados. Às vezes tu ia
Eu ontem
comer,
carreguei à frente, mas é em frente, pá. Porta principal.
estás sujeito à multazinha.
Olha, uma vez que é pá.
Puto, isto é uma quiche desfeita.
Olha pá, mas se pode, não se quiser.
Yeah.
Ah, tens mulher, queres casar comigo?
Já não tenho. Escolhi.
Vai, agora tenho, pronto. Pá, queria ver um cafezinho.
O gajo acha que eu sabe gente com aqueles óculos.
Epá, isso também nunca usava só uma vez. Não gostas?
Nada.
Não?
Nada. Nada. Que horror. Aquelas pernas. Está bem então.
Não, não são todos maus.
Hã?
Não são todos maus.
Eu estava a ser sarcástico.
Ah,
Eu gosto muito.
está bem.
Eu gosto muito. Especialmente as da direita. Especialmente as da direita. Claramente não me importava nada de ter aquela saia. Sentada em cima de mim. Oh. Ele perguntou, tens mulher? Agora não tenho, agora vale tudo.
Não vale a pena. Para mim. Para mim não vale a pena.
Porquê é que não vale a pena?
Porque eu quero fazer uma coisa mais grande. Quero andar com a moto à volta do mundo. Quero andar com a moto à volta do mundo. E uma mulher não preciso.
Moto aqui?
Quero andar com uma moto à volta do mundo.
Ah, queres andar com uma moto à volta do mundo? Okay. Quem sabe, se calhar encontras a parceira ideal. Literalmente à volta do mundo.
A sério?
Brutal. É na cena.
Eu tenho...
E se arranjasse uma pessoa para fazer isso contigo também não tinha piada?
Só quando ela tivesse dinheiro. Se eu tinha a pagar para dois, já não fosse.
Não é isso que eu estou a dizer. Estou a dizer uma pessoa como deve ser, também quer ir nessa aventura.
Assim, mas também precisa de dinheiro para financiar e só tem uma renda de casa. E só são 500 horas, quer dizer, para dois já não chega, só chega para um.
Essa história de ter pagar pelo outro, meu Deus, já não é.
Pois, não é? Mas quem tem o dinheiro independente como eu tenho? Não há muitos.
Está bem, mas daí a pagar pelos outros, pô.
Sim, e porque isso não se encontra, não encontro ninguém que que têm também dinheiro independente.
Trabalham e depois deixam de trabalhar. Conheço um amigo que trabalhou durante uns X anos e depois do nada disse, agora vou ficar um ano inteiro de férias.
O amigo é um homem, não é uma mulher. Eu não gosto de homens.
Está bem, mas... As mulheres, atrevo-me a dizer que gosto de todos. Se elas forem giras, até essa que estás a olhar. Meu Deus, que horror. Que horror. Que chatice, meu Deus.
Chatice.
Agora andou a trabalhar muito com o busto? Andou a trabalhar muito com o busto?
Sim. E vocês não?
Muito não. É uma parceria que eu estou a ver a acontecer. Busto, Tuk-Tuk. Também são eles que têm ido a algumas Ibers, não é?
Sim, é um troco. É mais ou menos um troco.
Estás a ver como estás a chegar às mesmas conclusões que eu.
Pois. Olá. Teste. Olha, posso me fazer um favor? Hein? Podes lá ir atrás do Tuk? Eu ouvo que tu ouves alguma coisa do alto-falante.
Eu posso estar a comer?
Podes. Tu ouves a minha voz? Não. Não? Olha, vês o alto-falante? Põe um pouco mais alto. Tem aquela coisa... Teste. Muito mais. Não funciona?
Fala lá mais.
Teste. Teste. Não funciona não?
Vou falar ao contrário. Fala
Teste. Hã?
Nada.
Nada?
0. Nem diria que estavam ligados.
Ah, espera lá.
Está ligado?
Ah.
Agora sim.
Sim, põe um pouco mais bem. Ainda ouves? Ainda está bem? Teste. Pai, não sei. Ok. Hã?
Eu acho que eles olharam para o chão e ficaram com medo.
Eu não-
Estavam com medo de ti.
Sim, claro. Eu
Eles
sou.
primeiro estavam prontos a parar, mas depois olharam para o lado esquerdo e arrancaram.
Sim, eu sou um monstro.
Não estou a dizer isso. Estou a dizer que os intimidaste. Estou a dizer que
Intimidado.
és um monstro, atenção. Estou a dizer que eles ficaram com medo.
Sim, sou um
És
monstro.
um monstro.
Já está fácil assim?
Não funciona.
Não funciona?
Não sei porquê. Ué, são teus clientes?
Não. Eu precisava de ir ali pedir o número.
Ah,
Por isso é que eu te disse, vai ter que ser agora, porque senão eu não o vou ver mais. E agora ali estava numa posição perfeita e eu... Porcos da vida de solteiro. Que horror.
Não.
Que horror.
freedom.
Nunca tive um Sudamérica. Exato. Lá.
Olá, tudo bem? Sou Marta.
Sou Pedro.
Prazer.
Há 500, não é? Eu sei.
Pedro, sim.
É o que me dizem. É o que me dizem. Então os brasileiros, cada vez que eu digo Pedro, dizem mais um. Para começar a inventar um novo nome.
No Brasil há mais Pedro do que aqui. Eu sou Pedro.
Deve haver mais tudo.
Antes cá era João. João é que era o pontapé.
António, José, sei que era. Antes, umas gerações antes que nós. Mas já, João era quando era puto, era tudo João. André também. André, João, Pedro.
Pá, eu conheci tantas pessoas que chamavam-se caralho. Caralho.
É, estava na Alemanha, não é?
Foi aqui. Oh caralho, vem para cá!
Doutor, vocês estão a fazer o quê? 3 horas?
Yes.
Se quiseres ter a experiência, sentas-te no tu que fazes o resto. Eu sei comigo, só carregar a gente de 50-50 e tu vês como é que é. Geralmente, gorjeta, 99% das vezes é zero. Não, costuma ser zero.
Depende, nos eventos costuma,
Uma vez recebi 20 euros, porque eu, sabes um gajo que às vezes trabalha com vocês que é assim, bué da alta, tem óculos, que boiro. Estava eu e ele, éramos só os
A
dois.
busta é enorme, caraças.
E nós parámos, mas ele não é da Buça, ele costuma fazer eventos com a Buça.
Pois,
E
e
eu-
normal, de loiro.
Yeah. Pronto, se calhar fez aquela vez eu pensava fazer bué, que ele estava tipo a coordenar, era eu e ele. E os nossos, Nossa Senhora do Monte que eram beijovas, então ficaram uma hora ali a beijovas naquela cena do Secret Garden, não é que é, e curtiram bué, a gente mais ficámos a ver beijinhos, e depois no fim deram-nos 20 euros a cada um, porque a gente os deixámos
Estar,
beijovas.
yeah. Sim, sim, faz bastante.
Yeah.
Depende de onde é que os vamos buscar.
Yeah.
Mas sim, a maior parte dos eventos, como são de empresa, eles vêm em outro registro. Não estão, eles não contrataram muito.
Olha, Polícia Municipal.
Oh, vamos. Vamos dar a volta.
Hoje está tudo a fingir que está a trabalhar. É meu passo, está bom que faz.
aquela placa deve dizer. No sé, a lo mejor vea esa placa que está ahí al principio de la calle, que debe decir si se puede y si se paga. Ah, bueno, el italiano no fa. Yo entiendo.
E daí também no espanhol. Bueno.
No se puede.
Bueno.
Ay, creo que va en el auto.
Eu vejo às vezes pessoal a falar com os indianos.
Brincadeira, gente, fui à frente.
Aí ela foi engraçada no outro dia. Eu pensei no carinho.
O que ela estava a dizer?
Caralho, eu disse toda a gente chama-se que caralho.
O que é que ela lhe estava a dizer?
Não, para falar com o outro, mas era um link.
Mostrar aqui tudo, eles vão querer levar com ele.
Uma vez estava no Portugal.
Yes.
Vamos voltar.
Vamos voltar?
Sim.
Isto é para acabar aqui.
É um prato entre as 3h30 e um quarto para as 3. Agora vamos lá. Estar a voltar para a ventana. Você vamos para a Senhora do Monte. Damos a volta
São
em
Francisco.
Alfama. Sim?
São Francisco? Passado para São Francisco?
Não, vamos pela Praça do Comércio, damos a volta em Alfama e depois subimos pela Sé. Está bem? Então vá, eles estão a voltar, até já.
Até já. Yep, there we are.
Hi.
You're welcome back.
Did we get the speaker working?
No,
Nope.
sorry.
Huh.
It's not my speaker.
Piece of shit.
It's not. So everything that doesn't work is always not mine.
That's your fault.
Maybe, yeah.
But all I have to say, they must have their seatbelts because it's one bucket.
Where were the knees though? I know.
Yeah, excuse my leg being
You're
over
fine.
there.
Yeah.
She was complaining about that when we saw her.
I thought so.
Well, the bank.
It's your safety barrier.
Yes.
Definitely not.
You can put your.
So we talked about that we help and we get bigger, and sometimes we even don't know we get better because we make a friend, which is the English. So after England helped us, we helped England, and England helped us again, we make an alliance. The oldest alliance between two countries is between England and Portugal since 1384, still in force.
Oh, really?
Treaty of Windsor. So
Is that an infant?
that's Fiat. Yeah. 500 cubics, 80 horsepower. 18.
18?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It takes 1 minute and 20 seconds from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Which makes not useful to use it on the German highways.
Yeah, that would probably not be good on the Autobahn.
Yeah. Because you could get overtaken by the trucks.
For sure.
Ricardo tem ele na mão e está na diligência para ver se não precisa de tratamento. E fazer o tratamento.
I don't like it.
Ok.
Go on the subway.
Charlotte? Almost more disruptive.
First,
Yeah. And it's still.
Well, hello.
Oh.
Are you Tuk-Tuk?
Tuk-Tuk.
Tuk-Tuk goose. Who's got the fastest tuk-tuk around?
right now,
Yeah.
I guess I could.
Okay, let's go.
But I have this special trick that I let my colleagues here faster into the street. So yeah, there we are.
Bring up the rear.
Is that one of the ones that crashed last week?
Like that. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, you found out that we made a lot of new ideas to the world. Yeah?
Yes, you did.
So, and now I have a little question to you. What your guess is our national animal?
National animal?
Yes.
Give us just 1 second.
I can give you some hints.
Okay.
The first hint, we are a small country. That's why it is a small animal.
Small animal.
We are a predator because we have a big empire. We had. And that's why it's also a predator. And the last and best tip is, it is known for its smartness.
A rat.
The what?
A rat?
Yeah, rat is smart, but who eats the rat?
Cat.
The cat eats the mouse, but not the rat.
Portuguese man of war.
That is good that you know that word. But for another story I will tell to you. I like to tell to you. So, I give you, if you want to, this is the fox. Yeah. Our team leader leads us all over the round. Yeah. I know where you want to go, lead us. Drive, not drive, driving, yes. So, on the center of this centennial, which means bless you, on the center of this place, you see a statue. The statue is General Marquês de Sá de Bandeira. You already noticed we have long names. So, and General Marquês de Sá de Bandeira is a hero of the Civil War in the 19th century, because we have a few. 19th century. So you see, and maybe you can notice that his have just the left arm, and the right arm is not existent. Sorry, I could not stop.
No. It was my fault. I had my camera facing my face. That was a big one.
Okay. We have to. I honking because there's a sign to the other side. We cannot pass. So, the Civil War was 19th century and was for the liberation of the slaves. Our king decided to make an end of the slaves, but a lot of people in Africa, in his colonies, don't want to. So he has to send the army. And this guy, the general, go to the place and said to the guys, stop with the slavery, but they hold him and tortured so often that he lost his right arm. So, now you know you have no right arm. But of course he won.
Oh, good.
But I like this statue because he looks very dignity. So yeah. So do you have also this elevator for the old people to go the steps up? Takes so long to accelerate. Yeah, the Tuk are like that. When I want to give power, I scratch it down. I have to count to 3 and then it starts.
There it goes.
Yes. So you already get that the Portuguese Navy is the oldest, and we will pass the headquarters of the Portuguese Navy.
Oh, cool.
So this street we come in, I call it the Wild Crocodile Road. Why? Maybe you can guess. You're riding on. And the Portuguese Navy is the big building on the left in blue. Yes. You want to? So, yeah, the white crocodile is drunk. Too much crocodile, too much cocktails. So now you see 4 banners. 2 with the Convent of Christ cross, I said already, with the heritage of the Templar Knights, which is now the sign of our forces. And you see 2 blue one, and on the blue one are 2 triangle sails. That is the sign of the Portuguese Navy.
One with the 3 triangles?
Yeah.
Or 2 triangles?
Two triangle sails, yeah. I will say about more, but before I begin with this story, we will see the most center place of Lisbon, which is the Praça de Comércio. The Praça de Comércio is related to our big earthquake. We had 1755, a big earthquake. And in uptown, where we passed with the Mirador, we saw the whole city from up. They lived the more capable people, and they had carpet in the wall, and the oil lamps falling down began to burn. And the more capable people ran to downtown, which is here. Here was the palace of the king, but then came a tsunami. So that changed the whole Europe, and Europe was more or less the world on 1755.
1755?
Yes, 1755. This king, José I, was on charge. He was just 5 years on charge, looking to inherit a very successful king. And because of that, he's asked to himself, why I get punished by God? He get in deep sadness. He goes to his palace about 30 kilometers from here and locked himself up for the rest of his life. He just said 2 sentences to Marquis de Pombal: bury the death and take care of the survivors. Oh, okay. We'll see if they came here. Yeah, they came here. So we and is sing like philosophy. So the meaning, the deep meaning, is the purpose of this music. Because of that, I like to give you an example of the fado to understand what it's about, because it fits on that place of Lisbon. Not very loud, yeah, but it's the loudest that I have. Oh, it's green. 1, 2, 3, and now. Oops.
Como sei, vivo poema cantado, fado que eu inventei, a falar. Não posso dar-me, mas ponho a alma a cantar, e as almas sabem escutar-me. Poetas do meu país, trocos da mesma areia, vida que nos juntou. Isso você.
So this special music just started is about the feeling that you are from the same side. So the people who live in one side, they are like like a tree. Lot of fingers taking the same water and get similar. So that is an example of the deep meaning of the Portuguese fado. So please look on these houses on my right. Please look which colors they have. The first one is white, right? And then comes a blue tiled house, right?
Yep.
And then a red one maybe, or green?
And green.
Yeah, and then you see a house on the end which have peaks on the wall. Spikes. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the Museum of Saramago, which is a Nobel Prize winner. But what is more interesting, when you go down the stairs, there are the leftings of the Phoenicians. And there is the proof of the age of Lisbon. And that was dated in the year 1200 BC, which makes Lisbon more than 3,200 years old.
Wow.
It is older than Rome. And only one city is older than Lisbon in Europe, and that is Athens in Greece. So already said that this part was getting earthquake and then a tsunami. That means the stones was shaken down and then the tsunami washed everything away. So this part looks like old New York, and I will show you why.
Okay.
Because every house, every square of houses have the same side. The distance of the windows have the same distance, and the floors have the same side, because all is built in a row. But for one building, they're searching the stones from all over the city to put together, and that is the church Nossa Conceição Velha. And it will appear on my right after the yellow building here, and that is an example how Lisbon looked like before the earthquake and the tsunami.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is the monolithic style in this building here. So why they took so much effort? Because in this church prayed Vasco da Gama, one of the biggest and most important discoverer of Portugal. He found a way to India and bring some wealth to Portugal. So, and you see, like in the state in New York, straight line streets, and the buildings are in a square, not like the oldest part of Lisbon. The best you can see it here on the left, on my left. You see. So, and the next we will see, it's maybe important when you come home. For the case, you found some guy who came original from Lisbon. And I guess you would talk to him, and maybe you will tell, oh, I found a very nice tour guide. Or maybe you will say, the city is very beautiful. But he will come with a question. When you are not in this tuk, you don't get it. He will ask you if you saw the Sant Antonio. And the Sant Antonio is one of the most important holy persons of the Catholic Church. He get its holy status in Padua, Italy, but he is born in Lisbon. And what you can see is the house where he born, the statue of him, and the church which get the name from him. So if you lost often things, maybe it is a good idea to pray in this church. Just a second, it will appear on my left. The next square. So, and the house where he born is the house with the flowers, which is a museum. The black statue is the statue of Sant Antonio, and the white church is the Sant Antonio Church. 14th century. So Sant Antonio went to be monk here in Portugal, and then he served in the cathedral, which is the next church. And that was built 1147, right when our king arrived to Lisbon fighting against the Moorish. And this church survived the earthquake and even the tsunami. Only one pillar moved about 40 centimeters, a few inches, but the roof didn't fall down. But since then, every time when there's rain also inside.
Oh.
And the winter time when it rains a lot, they have to clean very often the floor. So, and now I say I'm very sorry. This street get a name for myself. And it's even worse than the wild crocodile. That's why I called it the wild horse. I tried to make it comfortable as possible, but I have 3 wheels and I cannot avoid any hole. So just pay away. It is up. So, and you can guess, oh, Lisbon have a lot of hills. Yeah. And because we have a lot of hills, we have a lot of miradores. One of them you saw on the other side in Uptown. We are facing the Graça, and Graça have some hills. So, and we have another, on the next mirador, we will see in a moment, It is called Mirador Santa Lucia. And Santa Lucia, you have a view to the harbor and also to the cruise liners. Take a while. I don't want to shake you that hard. That's why we cannot give that much power to the Tuk. They're doing Santa Lucia on my right. Oh, he's flying. Ooh. So if you begin to sing, it looks like a song from the Middle East. Woo-hoo. So the Mirador here. So we are rich on hills, we are rich on miradores, and the next comes now. And the next one have a poetical name called Porta do Sol, the doors to the sun. And normally the sun is always shining in, exception today.
Right.
So, and we have a statue, the statue of St. Vincent. That is the original holy person of Lisbon. And you see behind St. Vincent's statue is St. Vincent Church, and the relief of St. Vincent are there. And St. Vincent was a fighter. He fought for the Christianity and fought against a big unchristian empire in the 4th century. And after it, this empire split in 1,000 parts and disappeared. And the name of this empire was the Roman Empire. So he fought in Saragossa, which is now in Spain. And 300 years later, the Moors came there along and get notice about the symbol of St. Vincent. They get afraid, open the grave and take the reliefs away. Another 300 years later, our king arrived to Lisbon and get notice that the reliefs of St. Vincent are in the Algarve, which is now in Portugal, but back then it was still in the forest of the Moors. So he sent Portuguese knights to bring back the bones of St. Vincent back to Christian land. And they found it, and the whole way to Lisbon, they're following 2 crows. Now the shield of Lisbon is a ship, and left and right, a crow, a symbol of St. Vincent. So, please look on the left. There you see a house of the early Middle Ages, look completely out of the place. Since the 6th century.
Really?
And then again left you see a modern art of a woman's face in cobblestone. We believe that is our famous fadista called Amalia Rodriguez. So sorry, we have to ride a bit the horse. So now the horse is angry. Oh, just wait. So do you like horses?
Not now.
So every good and every bad thing have always an end. So we will leave the Wild Horse Street, and the street which succeeds is the Massage Street. Just a moment. There we are. So the next church is not very special because it's not that old. It's from the 16th century. But what is special, it is linked to a convent. The convent I talked already, Convent of Christ. And the church will appear on my left, and is this one. And by the way, Lisbon is known to have a lot of churches, and Lisbon itself have 200. And every church have its own scent, and that's why the streets are more blocked for the scents than for the politicians, because we are also a capital city. So, and then behind you see a house, looks like a little castle, and that is the convent. Because there was fighting monks, protected pilgrim, and when they came to Portugal, they joined us fighting against the Moorish. So,
is it still active today? Is it still active today?
No, not as convent.
Okay.
The convent was just a few years.
Oh, gotcha.
So in between the Templar Knights arrived, and we started the Navy.
Gotcha.
Hands up.
Yeah. Oh, let's try my brakes. Oh! No, it works. Don't worry. So what we will see now is St. Vincent Church. And there's a general thing about our important church. One of our important church is the cathedral we saw, and the other is St. Vincent. And they are built on the battlefields of the Crusaders. Down in the cathedral, they fighted the English. Here on the top, they're fighting the Germans and the Netherlands. And there comes a fun fact. The old name of the Netherlands people was the Flemish. And in Portuguese, we call the Flemish the Flamingos. So, St. Vincent, there we are. And there's another great story about this church, because St. Vincent fighting for Christianity against the big empire, like our kings did also. So the idea was that the king's heart belongs to St. Vincent. So every time when a king of Portugal died, they take open the body, take the heart off, and put it in a room of St. Vincent down below the floor. So you can even go over the hearts of the Portuguese kings. Yeah, we are collecting holes now. Sorry. Yep, yep. Yeah. So the next one is completely different, because they became the people buried who are next to the Portuguese soul. Of course, we like the fado, we like the philosophy, we like deep thinking, and that's why Amália Rodrigues is buried there. She also Vasco da Gama, the famous discoverer. So she died 1999, and only 2 years later the government get the permission from the family to take her body from the original grave to the Pantheon. And when that was happened, they sent it even live on TV.
Oh, really?
So it is a big thing if someone get buried here. So in a few seconds you will see. It will appear on my left after the white wall. The National Pantheon. There we are. And I guess you know what we like also very much, because who is the most famous Portuguese right now? You know it?
You.
Oh yeah, here, maybe in the Tuk. So the most famous Portuguese right now is Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player.
Yeah.
And that's why also soccer player could be buried here.
Ah.
And who is buried here is Eusébio. Eusébio, born in Mozambique, it is in Africa. Back then was part of Portugal. So he played for the Portuguese. He changed the game. And we have also a fun fact about this one. It took 400 years to build.
Really?
Yeah. So the next we will see is the biggest modern art which Lisbon have. A painted wall on my left.
That's pretty.
And journalists asked him, "What's about?" And he said, "That is my feeling about Lisbon." But I guess he was drunk, because he put some Paris inside. Maybe he get drunk, someone take him to Paris, and so he get a bit mixed up. And I have another hint why I think that. We will see it in just a moment. So because he makes some